Let me ask you a question. If everything in your life stayed exactly the same for the next 5 years, would you be happy? Or would you secretly regret the person you're becoming? And here's the real question. Most people spend their entire lives waiting for confidence, waiting for the right opportunity, waiting until they feel ready. But what if I told you that the thing you're waiting for is never coming? And what if the answer you've been searching for has been right in front of you all along? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why some people change their lives, while others spend years stuck in the same place. Most people spend their lives waiting for the perfect time, waiting for motivation, waiting until they finally feel ready. But here's the problem. Life doesn't wait. Time doesn't wait. And the world keeps moving with or without you. While you're waiting, someone else is learning. Someone else is growing. Someone else is taking the risks you're afraid to take. And little by little, years begin to disappear. Not because you failed, but because you delayed. Because you believed you had more time. Because you thought tomorrow would always be there. But tomorrow has a strange way of becoming next week. And next week becomes next year. And before you realize it, you're looking back at the life you wanted instead of living it. The truth is, most people don't lose because they're not talented. They lose because they keep waiting. Waiting for confidence. Waiting for permission. Waiting for certainty. But certainty never comes. Nobody feels ready. Nobody starts with all the answers. Nobody wakes up one day with perfect confidence. Growth doesn't happen before you begin. It happens because you begin. The people you admire weren't fearless. They were afraid too. They simply decided that staying the same was more painful than changing. And that's what separates people who change their lives from people who spend years making excuses. Because excuses feel comfortable. Excuses protect you from failure, but they also protect you from success. And while you're protecting yourself, life keeps moving. The clock keeps ticking. Opportunities come and go. People move forward. And one day, you wake up and wonder where all the time went. Not because life was unfair, not because you weren't capable, but because you kept waiting. Waiting for a sign, waiting for motivation, waiting for someone to save you. But here's the harsh truth. Nobody is coming. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody owes you discipline. Nobody owes you success. Nobody owes you a better future. And maybe that's not bad news. Maybe that's freedom. Because if nobody is coming, then you don't have to wait anymore. You don't need permission. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't need another year. You only need one thing. A decision. A decision to stop waiting. A decision to stop making excuses. A decision to become responsible for your own life. Because the moment you take responsibility, everything changes. Slowly. Not overnight. Not magically. But little by little. Day after day. Choice after choice. Habit after habit. Until one day, you look back and realize that the life you dreamed about was built by the small decisions nobody noticed. So let me ask you one last question. 5 years from now, will you thank yourself for starting today? Or will you regret waiting once again. Because one day, you'll meet the person you could have become. And when that moment comes, I hope they smile. Not because life was easy, but because you finally stopped waiting and started.